This inspiration comes from my oldest brother, right? My oldest brother got in a lot of trouble when he was 16 because we were at a freestyle event at Boreal, a mogul event. And it was the first year that freestyle skiing decided to add time as a category. And my brother got mad because somebody went on the outside of the big bumps and went down the side and skied the small bumps and got a fast time and beat him. So he and his buddy burned their ribbons in the parking lot in protest. So that's like kind of the start of my, I guess, freestyle counterculture. I'd say that moment I was 15. I was in Lake Placid, New York, competing on a very icy mogul course. It was very cold, and considering I was from the kind of like Tahoe, Squaw area, no one thought I would do well on that type of situation, and I won the event. I was only 15 and I beat everyone in the country under 19. That was the moment when I started to think, all right, if I'm pretty good, I potentially could get, on the World Cup and potentially could go to the Olympics. And I guess that thought transitioned to trying to figure out how much more training I could do to get to the next level. If someone called me a pioneer in the sport of skiing, I would gladly accept it and say, that is right. But if we sat down and had a beer, I would start to confess all of my influences. When I did the 360 mute grab in 1998 and won the Olympics, I did get a lot more credit than I deserved for, reinventing the sport. But there's a lot more to it than that. There was a kind of a crew of people that were all kind of working in the same realm that kind of showed me that trick and inspired me to do that. In the 80s, when snowboarding started to come into the picture, I was very intrigued by snowboarding. Oh, those guys are so cool. Like, I love that stuff. I want to snowboard. I love the tricks they're doing. And but I really loved moguls too, and I was competing in moguls. Now, there was a handful of kids that were that were thinking along the same lines. They were a little younger, JF Cousson, JP Auclair, and Vincent Dorian from Quebec. And they started like actually taking action. Like they were like, we can do these snowboard style tricks on skis. And they started landing backwards and skiing switch and grabbing their skis. And these guys happen to be mogul skiers, so we met up on the World Cup tour and I started skiing with them. And I was like, God, I'm home. I love these guys. Like this is where freestyle skiing should be going. If you look at where freestyle is now, freestyle is really slopestyle and halfpipe, particularly like aerials. I mean, it's certainly getting to a level of sophistication that it's almost becoming beyond relevancy to like people on the hill. And I think that is dangerous. I think that's something where when ski events get so far out of whack with like what people are doing on the hill, I think that's where you start to see new stuff pop up. Like when the jumps in the terrain park are so big and the half pipes are 22 feet tall that people are like, whoa. But it's almost impossible to predict where this stuff's going, but something else will happen. There's probably gonna be some more regulation in slopestyle, I'm guessing, to keep it sort of from people getting wiped out. And what's next, right? Like how big are the jumps gonna go? And a general thread of freestyle is it's always changing. So as soon as you start trying to like clamp down on it and make it containable and put it in like the FIS box and all this stuff is when people start to not like it. And that's just the way it is. It's like that was how it was born. So it'll happen again, but I don't know how.